Okay, hi everyone, and we're going live with Release Your Superpower Skills from Within. So what I'm going to do is just wait a few minutes just to make sure that we're streaming live and that you can actually hear me. So if you could just give me a kind of a thumbs up or a like or something, just so I know that there is contact with somebody out there. I'm getting a feed coming in now, so if you've got a feed coming, just let me know, and then I'll know that you can hear me. So just want to know if you can hear me, because I have a new microphone and never used it before, so I just want to know if it's actually working. So a comment of "I can hear you" would be fine, and if the sound is good quality would help. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, let's have a look. You can comment on anything I say in the comments, and the idea is to have a conversation. So basically, I was thinking, okay, it's Friday, and what about going on and trying something new, something that might be a little bit uncomfortable for me to do, which is a conversation on Facebook Live. So Shai's just asked me, what is it that I want to do? This is exactly what I want to do. And so everything that's coming through will come through on my phone. And nice to know that Shai is here. I just want to know if you can actually hear me. That would be good. I haven't got anyone yet that said they can hear what I'm saying. So if you could just say, yes, I can hear you, that would be fantastic. All right, so basically I'm sitting here thinking about a number of things, as my mind does, and what came to mind was how we are dealing with what we call mental health these days. So there's a lot of talk about mental health here in the UK, especially since the royal family, Harry and William, came out and spoke about mental health. There's a lot of celebrities talking about mental health. There's a lot of government programs beginning to talk about mental health. So, hold on a second. So there's Norman coming in. Hello? Hello?
On my screen, but that's it.
Right, so you can't hear me or see me or anything?
No.
Right. So maybe are you on my Facebook page?
Yeah.
Well, I can see me on my Facebook page, so I'm just wondering why you can't.
I just clicked on this and said, kudos to the table. Going live in a few minutes.
Okay, so what's after that?
Oh yeah, I've got you now.
Right, okay, can I hang up now because everybody's watching?
Yeah.
Okay, right. You're on. Okay, thanks a lot. All right, so, good. At least I know somebody can hear me. All right, so basically I was sitting here thinking, all right, there's about mental health, there's a lot of stuff going on, but are we taking this in the wrong direction? Right? I'm beginning to think that that might be happening, and that we're taking it more to a pathological direction rather than a health direction. In other words, what's going on is all about mental health awareness. And I'm beginning to get the feel that mental health, whenever it's mentioned, is actually a code word or a euphemism for mental disorder. In other words, people are talking about mental health, but they're really actually referring to the problems and disorders in inverted commas that they mean by mental health. So they talk about mental health, anxiety, mental health, depression, mental health, psychosis, mental health, whatever. Fill in the space. So what I'd like to have in the conversation is mental health, mental fitness, and kind of get away from this pathologicalizing of human behavior. Now, I'm basically addressing this in a very general terms, and I'm opening it up to conversation. But what I would like is us to be able to get in there and unlock these skills for navigating the human condition, navigating when we're in business, navigating when we're in family life, navigating when we're in school or college or university, navigating how we do relationships. How do we actually unlock those skills from inside us, which we all have? Now, we all have histories and we've all had experiences. Some experiences are pleasant ones, some experiences are unpleasant and sometimes very painful. But these experiences are in the past. We have them within us. Now we have to navigate the present moment. How do we do that? There's maybe 4 goals or skills or directions that we can take on this. One of them is changing those problematic behaviors. Okay, and we can learn how to do that. But that's one thing that we have to recognize, is that there are problem behaviors in ourselves that are not very useful for us and not very helpful, and maybe even unhealthy. And then once that is going on, we can start to develop some sort of flexibility in our behavior. So sometimes when we're going along the road and we're going towards somewhere that's really important to us, really useful for us, we're studying in university because we feel that we have this curiosity for learning new things and new information, and we want to go to university, let's say, in order to do that. Or we're an entrepreneur, we're in business, and it's important for us to develop our business, to make financial success out of our business for those who are investing and for ourselves and for our families and so on. But as we go on this journey, there are obstacles on the way, and these obstacles are part of the whole system. There is no such thing as going through life with no obstacles. It's built in to this whole thing called life. So in order to get through those obstacles, or around these obstacles, or just deal with these obstacles, we have to have some sort of behavioral flexibility so that these obstacles don't overpower our mental and psychological capabilities. We tend to get into trouble psychologically when we feel we do not have the resources to deal with these obstacles on the way. And when we do have these resources, then we manage to get through them with a certain amount of success and feeling safe. And then another thing that seems to plague us is that we might be doing all these things, we might be getting through these things, it might be okay, but our thoughts are plaguing us with all sorts of advice, why not to do something, why this is dangerous, why this shouldn't be done, why we're not capable of doing it, why we are the ones who are false imposters, whatever it is that you want to call it. We are just not good enough, and maybe we should stop doing it. And this sometimes can come as a flow, whether it's to do with work, to do with family, to do with parenting, to do with being with friends. There's always something that's coming in, usually in our brains, and saying, maybe you're not really suited towards this. So developing a detachment from these kind of thoughts is something that would be probably very useful for us. Another thing that tends to be detrimental to our well-being is that we avoid social situations because they might be uncomfortable. In other words, there's a gathering going on of friends or family, and when we participate in that, we have found that we have found that it has been very difficult emotionally. And so what happens is we close that down and we say, okay, I don't want to feel those emotional difficulties, and so I'm going to avoid these types of gatherings. Now, I'm not talking about a situation where we're actually in danger and we're being abused or we're being maltreated. That's something else. But I'm just talking about sometimes we get into some sort of anxious types of behavior when we are in these kind of social situations. It might be nothing to do with family. It might be a business meeting, a board meeting, and we are sitting there and we want to say something, but we feel choked. We feel we just cannot participate. And so we stop ourselves actually contributing to the meeting where we might have something very sensible to contribute. But we stop because we have these feelings inside us that are holding us back from doing that. And that might be in another type of situation. It might be not family, not business, but just general friends and acquaintances. And we're invited out to a certain place and we think, oh, I get a little bit anxious when I'm with new people. And so, you know what, I will make an excuse and just not go. Sometimes we feel tired, and that's okay to take some sort of self-care and say, you know what, I can't go to everything. But if we find that it's beginning to grow and generalize, and we end up isolating ourselves from our family, from contributing in our work or business, and we start isolating ourselves socially from other social gatherings, we might find that our life is becoming very much just about us, and that can contribute to feelings of sadness, feelings of loneliness, and feelings of not really contributing. So this was just basically a trial, but I thought maybe it's something that we could discuss on Fridays and maybe bring some sort of conversation into this idea. Bring it into the public forum and say, look, okay, bringing mental health to get rid of the stigma of feeling anxious and depressed and sad and so forth is very, very important. I agree with that entirely. But only concentrating on that without concentrating on how do we increase the quality of our life, I think would be something missing in our society. So in order to cultivate a nurturing, caring society, we have to first of all know how to care and nurture ourselves in order to be able to contribute to the bigger society. So I thought I would bring it to you this week, and if it's something that you want to continue in this conversation, then we can continue in the coming weeks. Anyway, have a great weekend, and thank you for watching.